One of the worst bits of a hangover is that you've got to face real life.
Yeah.
While you feel like that on holiday, it's just like, yeah, I feel like shit, but I can just go and walk in the beach, and you've got no real problems on holiday, have you?
Something about the sea, just like submerging, the coldness of it. Oh, love it. Could go again. Can you drink day after day? I really struggle with that, but on holiday, you're just like, yeah, fuck, of course.
I used to be able to just drink day after day constantly. I really struggle now because I have a 2-day hangover, and if I have a big one, that first day of hangover is horrendous.
Illness. Proper illness.
Yeah, I don't know anyone in the world who feels worse than me that day. Like, there's people with, like, who are in the last 6 months of palliative care.
What the fuck?
Who would be like, he's fucked him.
People ringing your next of kin.
Yeah.
We're going to bring a priest in. That's when you know you suffer with a hangover. When
Jade can smell it when I'm in that, and I see it in her eyes. She's got a fucking evil streak. This cunt, you know. She looks.
Jesus Christ.
She has.
It's still so aggressive when you say, I've been doing a podcast with you for nearly 8 months, 7 months, and when you call Jade, I'm like, oh God.
She doesn't like it either.
No, it's a surprise, that, isn't it? A lot of women are like that. Fucking weirdos. Even the ones that are giving you a massage. Come on, you cunt. Get in there. Hurt me.
Oh, yeah. When she sees that I'm properly hungover, I can see her, the cogs go turn. She's like, how can I? It's like she has to make the hangover day the same level of miserable as she thinks the night out was enjoyable.
Wow. She tries to balance your chi.
So, like, she'll look at me. She'll see how many photos, how many, like, Instagram stories I put up, dancing and singing, how many photos I'm tagged in with my mates, and she'll weigh that up, and she'll look at how fucked I am, and she'll be like, so he's had about 17 drinks, and he's in this photo, he's in there, he's smiling there, he's hugging his mate there. That's a nice one. That's really good. I think today I'm going to make him come to IKEA, the Range, and a big B&M, and she can just...
Right.
And then she'll be like, I think we should start a diet. And I'm like, are you fucking... She'll make me have a salad or something.
You're literally in your 19th bag of cheddars.
Yeah.
Yeah. Has she ever taken you to her parents' hungover? Because I honestly feel that that's a type of torture.
I don't think she's that stupid.
All right.
Because I think she wants me to suffer. But if her parents seen me, if her family seen me on a genuine hangover, I think they'd have to have an intervention with her and be like, can you be with that, really?
Look, Jade, you can't get us a cup of tea. That's not what you want to say in a parent's house. Oh, God.
I can't do a cup of tea when I'm hungover either. I love tea and I love coffee if I'm hungover. I want fizzy, sugary shit.
Yeah, cold, fizzy, sugary shit.
And Ribena.
Fuck me. We're meant to be going away to Mallorca at the end of September, and I'm starting to question whether that's happening. I got those refund things. For some reason, I know everything's opening up, but I just thought things would be more sound than they are now. Like today, they've just started making us wear masks in shops, and have you seen loads of shops that have said they're not doing it? What?
Like Sainsbury's put a statement out going, we're not going to enforce it. If you're in our shop without a mask, we're going to assume you've got a genuine, like, physical complaint, and you can't do it.
What's the I know we don't really get political very often, but I think this is more about lives, and we're living our lives, aren't we? What's the medical complaint? Is it asthma? Is it basically asthma?
Yeah, I went shopping a couple of weeks ago when we were building this place, and I wanted to get like a couple of these trinkets for the shelves and stuff. Trinkets.
No man can sound masculine saying trinket. I will fucking fracture your skull with this trinket.
And I took a mask with me. Jade asked me to, and I was like, okay, like, you know, I'm not going to die on that hill. I'll wear a mask in the shops, even though the government haven't enforced it yet. Whatever. But I've got asthma, and it's quite bad. Like, you'll notice sometimes on the podcast, I push the mic away and just take a deep breath. Like, away from that.
I always think that's just me giving you a panic attack. Sometimes
it is.
Yeah.
It's a combination of the two.
Nice.
But I've had quite bad asthma since I was a kid. On and off. Like, sometimes I go through a phase where I need me inhaler a lot for like 6 months, and then for a few, like 2 years, I can go and I don't touch it. But when I had that mask on, it does really affect my breathing. So there's a big argument online at the minute. There's a load of people who are like, I'm not wearing a mask because I've got asthma and everyone can go, fuck off. This is a free country. I'll do what the fuck I like. And then there's people on the other side who are like, well, actually, you've got to wear a mask because it's not about you. It's about everyone else, and we're trying to protect the vulnerable. So you will wear a fucking mask at all times, you selfish piece of shit. Don't go pretending that it fucking affects your breathing, because it fucking doesn't. Because I know, because my nan once played bingo with a woman whose son has asthma, and my nan would tell me if it affected anything, and it fucking doesn't. And both of those groups are fucking idiots, and it's driving me mad. This legislation or guidance or whatever has been brought in to protect people. So you've got to wear a mask to protect other people. While you're in shops, put the mask on. If you start struggling to breathe, leave the shop. And there'll be people going, oh, well, that means that if I've got asthma, I've got less rights than everyone else. Yeah, it does. You've got a physical ailment, and it means that your life is slightly harder than everyone else. You don't see people in wheelchairs going, don't put any fucking escalators up there, useless to me. I don't want to have to fucking get in the lift. Well, you do, because you're in a fucking wheelchair.
It's just a temporary measure. It's just
fucking stupid.
Anyone who uses the argument, like, I understand that people feel like it's an infringement of their rights. Like, they don't like the idea that a government who, frankly, they don't really trust because of everything that's gone on. Some things they've got right, something they've discrepancies. It's been a bit up and down, hasn't it? To now turn around and go, this is bullshit. This is really infringing on my, liberties. You're like, mate, they've just shut shops for 2 months. You can't go to Nando's. That's where you're like, I get you don't want to be told to wear a mask, but you get told to not smoke indoors. You get told to do all sorts of things. It's just a temporary measure that governments are allowed to take. The bigger picture is, if we all refuse, and maybe you're like, well, scientifically, there's proof that it's bullshit. Like, okay, well, there's obviously some evidence that it's not bullshit. Put it on. Let's see if it works, and maybe we'll be able to keep shopping. Maybe Nando's will be able to open so we can go and have our tea.
Or don't put it on and order your stuff online and shut the fuck up.
But the argument that it's like it's really infringing on my liberties, you're like, mate, we've just all lived through a massive shutdown where we were told to not leave our house. There are worse versions of our civil liberties being taken away. Put a fucking mask on. I just don't get it. I get the asthma angle, but from a lot of the stuff I've heard, it's just people being, I think it'd be very uncomfortable. One woman rang in LBC radio and was like, I don't think I'd like to go to John Lewis for 2 hours. She kept saying John Lewis, and it was so fucking annoying. Obviously,
you just know she's if you spend 2 hours in John Lewis, then you're a bellend, aren't you?
Mate,
John Lewis is for when you need one specific thing and it's out of stock everywhere else. You've checked Argos, you've checked the other gaff, you've checked this place. Amazon can't get it to you for 3 weeks, and you're like, do you know what? John Lewis will have that one thing.
Or you want to spend a bit of money on like lamps. We were looking at lamps, and Laura found one in John Lewis. Exactly. You're willing to spend a bit more. No one's doing the fucking big shop. 2 hours is just basically you perusing to fill your time. She was like, I don't think I could go to John Lewis for 2 hours. I think I'd feel uncomfortable. What the fuck? Who fucking needs to go to John Lewis for 2 hours?